Welcome back to another great episode of I Can't Lie podcast.
You're already calling it, yeah?
It's the best podcast. One of the best podcasts. I'll take it back. And as you can see, we haven't had Mo back this week. He sent an email through begging for his job back. We told him, we'll think about it. We don't want you back yet. Yeah. So maybe the following week he might be back. Maybe not. I don't know. But we're gonna discuss it. Yeah. Hashtag bring back Mo. But we'll see. We'll make an executive decision. Yeah.
Hey, listen, it's all him, Mo. Honestly, I want you back, bro.
Yeah.
This guy's a dictator. We already remember a couple episodes back, yeah? We talked about how this guy's a dictator. He's a dictator.
Sometimes you gotta get rid of the rotten apples.
Is it?
Yeah. But don't forget to subscribe first of all to the YouTube channel.
Please subscribe. Yeah.
Just right below, you're watching this video.
Just subscribe.
Just look below. Just click that button.
You know what I mean?
You know what I'm trying to say? Just click the button.
Get us to 100, man. Come on.
Thumbs up. Like the video.
Thumbs up, yep.
Not a thumbs down. Comment on the video.
Please
if
comment.
you can. Let us know what you think.
Let us know what we think about what we're talking about as well.
Yeah, like also if there's anything you want us to touch on, like put it in the comments and we'll touch on it. We'll touch on it for sure. Yeah.
100%.
But yeah, like if there's anything you want to interact with us, like we're more than happy to have a conversation with people. There are a few people that have reached out. We are working on getting back to you lot. So but Hash, over to you.
Bro, I just firstly want to say, man, the drip looks amazing, man.
Bro, this is Yves Saint Chanel. Yeah.
How you mix it up to this?
It's a collaboration, bro.
Collab, yeah?
Yeah, this the Louis Gucci crepes. Hey. Yeah, man, I appreciate that, bro.
Nah, you're looking good,
Yeah,
man.
Thank you very much, bro, man. I just, I thought I'd make an effort once, man. If you don't catch me midweek, listen, and I'm looking rough. Just know I went out to get milk. You know, like I didn't, I can't be drippy when I'm going to get milk. I can't be.
By the way, I'm really glad you actually mentioned this. Like, I don't understand how people can go Tesco, big Tesco, in their pajamas. What is this, bruv?
Alright, I won't do pajamas, but I will do cause for me, this is how my wardrobe's set out. I've got I don't have pajamas.
Yeah.
I've got home clothes, and that's mixed with pajamas. Because I might wake up in the morning in my pajamas or what I slept in, and if I'm at home the whole day and what I'm wearing is clean, I'm gonna be in that. Do you know what I mean? I'll change a few items that need to be changed, but other than that, do you know what I mean? Like for those people that say I wash my clothes every single, you're liars.
No, they're lying.
Because if I brought out a trousers and I didn't go out that day, and then the next day it's good. It's not dirty. You know what I mean? So for me, I would go I would wear my home clothes to my chilling out at home clothes to Tesco. I can't do the robe thing.
Bro, I've seen people go.
I've seen that.
I can't believe it.
I've seen that. Them people there, they
my robe stays at home. It doesn't leave.
Yeah, they got black hearts. Those people there.
It's crazy.
If you can leave your house in a robe, you got a black heart.
There's one time I was staring at a lady and she saw me staring at her, and I wanted her to know I was staring at her.
Yeah. She don't care.
It's unacceptable.
She don't care. She's got a hard heart, but in a way I'm jealous, innit? Because I rate those people. If you can go out
to be that comfortable
and not care. For me, as much as I say I don't care about what people think about me, there's a certain level.
Yeah.
There's a certain level for sure. I can't.
There's a certain, there's a certain respect you have to give society and stuff like that. You know what I mean? When you're out in public, you know what I mean? Come on.
Fair enough, bro. I couldn't do it, but at the same time, I wish to get to a point in my life where I just don't give a crap. I don't care that much.
I think that only happens when you become an old person.
I think that's what it is, You know
what I mean? Because old people just say whatever they like, do whatever they like.
Do you feel like the older you become, the less you care about people's opinions?
I think that's just in terms of life, man. You know what I mean? The more you become comfortable in yourself, I guess.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So is it a thing of getting comfortable with yourself?
But again, there's getting comfortable with yourself, and then there's, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Treating the rest of the public like a fool. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You have to respect people enough to be able to kind of like make some kind of small effort. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's weird. Like I think about that, and I say like, I've seen like really successful people that are just unapologetically themselves. You know, and in my head, I'm like, did you become successful because you don't have that mechanism in your head where something's holding you back?
Yeah.
Like, should I do this or should I not do this? And do you know, because I think that's what holds people back. It happens to the best of us. For me, like, I might want to do something or say something, but I think about how it's going to be perceived, and I'm like, don't say it. But maybe if I said that certain thing, it would have maybe got me to a next stage of something.
And there's also like a fine line between like delusion, and greatness as well.
Yeah.
Where you have to, there's a small part of you has to believe, yo, I am great, I can do this. You know what I'm saying? I can do this kind of crazy thing. This crazy kind of like target I have for myself, and I can achieve it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And actually, you know what I mean? Be crazy enough to actually do it.
And just stick with it. Yeah.
You know what I mean? But then there's people like the Trumps of the world who have these delusions about themselves.
Yeah.
And shouldn't be doing what they're doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, isn't that crazy? Like with those kind of people there, that they can do a madness, and we're just quick to forgive or forget.
Yeah.
Some people forgive, they're aware of it, they forgive, they're like, you know what, cool. Some people just forget about what's happened.
Exactly, and that's a fantastic segue, by the way. That is, like,
I'm learning, bro. I'm
learning,
bro.
What I mean? Well done, bro. Well played. Goodness me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, like, today, guys, we wanted to talk about a bit about, in terms of, like, the media, specifically kind of, like, news, I guess. Because that's the one that we've kind of, like, been really talking about lately in regards to kind of, like, how the cycle changes so quickly, depending on what's happening within the world, to try and distract the masses and the general public, you know what I mean, stuff like that. And I think the biggest one, the one that's obviously been in all our lives for like the last 2 and a bit years, has been obviously, you know what I mean, COVID and stuff like that, and how now COVID is like, I barely see it. I don't think I really see it. I have to really kind of like try and find it myself, you know, and stuff like that. And I think myself personally, I look at the numbers, you know what I mean, every now and again.
I haven't seen the numbers recently.
You know what I mean? I have to look for it for myself.
Yeah.
I have to literally have to go online
Dig
and look
deep.
for myself. Exactly, bro.
Yeah.
It's mad. And obviously, as you know, like, people are no longer kind of wearing masks, no longer this kind of like whole 2 meter stuff or anything like that. As we know, no one's, you know what I mean? Like, I was in a public toilet the other day. I could see a couple man walking out not washing their hands. And, you know what I mean? It's kind
them
of
guys
crazy.
there, by the way.
No.
Sorry, a quick breakup of topic, but them guys there. This is why you gotta be careful about who you shake hands with. Yeah. Like, there's a lot of guys that will leave the toilet and not wash their hands.
It's crazy.
If anything, they come out of they do their business, they look in the mirror, and they fix up their hair with that same hand.
With their doo-doo hands,
With their doo-doo hands, and then they're back out. But yeah, disgusting. Be ashamed.
It's crazy. And like, and like now it's barely reported. It's no longer news. It's no longer important. Sorry, I don't know if you mentioned it. What are the numbers? Do you remember? Now
roughly,
it's around about like, I think last time I checked, around like 1,500, 2,000 people still kind of becoming positive per day. Still, you know what I mean? Which is still a lot. Yeah. You know what I mean? It may be more now, maybe less from the time of recording. But like, it's still enough where like 2 years ago, we were all in lockdown. You know
yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's kind of different to how other countries do it, who have a zero policy in terms of stuff and stuff like that. But then at the same time, I understand how people want to get on with their lives, get back to some kind of remnants of normality, and kind of get on with life. You know what I'm saying? And I understand that. But this,
you know what you mentioned there about you don't see it anywhere, bro. Absolutely right. Because the only time I remember bro, there's times I don't remember COVID as a thing. Doesn't even cross my mind, right? The only time I remember COVID's a thing is if I might go somewhere. Let's say, for example, I go to the GP, and they've got a poster up on the wall saying, it's a faded out poster. The ink is, it's fading.
Yeah.
And it says, you must wear a mask in this building. And you look in a building and not even a receptionist is wearing a mask. Like, that poster's outdated. It shouldn't be there. And I'm like, oh shit. Yeah, we went through COVID, you know. But I think what you mentioned there as well is people just wanting to get on with their life. Like, I think for me, like when it first started, obviously there was a lot of like articles, a lot of like sort of news where it was just causing fear in people's hearts, bro.
Yeah.
And I'd be lying if I said and it never concerned me a little bit, you know.
Yeah.
But what we went through in those 2 years, it made me think I can't live life being cooped up like indoors and not being sort of locked away from friends and family, and I'd rather take the risk than to live a life like that. I think that's where a lot of people's mentality is. Like if it ends up in me like contracting it and dying from it, then at least I can say I've lived my life like it was fulfilling. Do you know what I mean? As opposed to basically being in a prison cell in your house. That's what it is. It's a 100%. It's a comfortable prison.
But as we know, it was kind of used a lot as a political kind of tool.
Yes. Yeah.
Like
yeah.
With the current kind of like trash government that we have and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And as soon as it wasn't a benefit to them, they kind of just switched it up.
Yeah.
And as this is like the first part of kind of what we're talking about in regards to the whole kind of party thing.
Yeah.
Man, we're living it up. You know what I mean? Boris, you know what I mean? Boris is having all his beers and all that kind of stuff and going crazy and all those things. And then all of a sudden he was like, okay, let me open up everything.
Yes.
Let everyone go crazy and let them have a party.
Yes.
And let them enjoy.
Yeah.
And maybe they'll forget. You know what I mean? And
we did forget. We did forget. And the thing is, like, I think that's what's crazy is I think once you understand that as people, as human, once you understand that we're very selfish, I think from there it's a lot easier to control, like, you know, make people forget. You can do a madness and make people forget because you just give us a bit of what we want and everything's forgiven. Do you know what I mean? And forgotten. But the thing is, it's crazy. Like, why do you think that something like the whole party thing, the party gate, where they were telling us to stay indoors, but they were, you know, going out, something like COVID, where it consumed not us here in the UK alone, but globally, it consumed everyone and changed the way we're living. How did we go from one day, sort of this being the primary focus, to the next day just nothing, radio silence?
Exactly.
Like, how does that happen? Like, from your opinion, like, why is the reason why we're like we forget about things? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, that's so important.
I think society, like, in the last probably like 20-ish years, 25 years, like, we've been getting to a point where, like, even in our movies, bro, like, scenes and like and shots and stuff like that and edits are getting way shorter in terms of time wise. You know what I mean? Where people's attention spans have been shrinking to a point where people could barely get through 6-second lines. You know what I mean? And stuff like that.
Exactly. Yeah.
And we're getting to a point where all media, all social media is getting to a point of shrinkage where if you don't kind of hit your main points within a certain time, people just flick over and scroll on to the next thing. You know what I'm saying? And it's even got to our kind of news and our media and our general kind of media and our media consumption, where even the news cycle can kind of like switch from COVID to the party thing, and then they kind of then open up everything, distracts you forget about all that kind of stuff, and then the party stuff, where they Partygate, whatever you want to call it, where the government are just completely let us down in regards to kind of like listening and kind of adhering to their own rules which they've set. And then what kind of distracts from that is Ukraine and Russia. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Which is now like,
which is now on the back burner as well.
Exactly.
Like, as if it's not happening. Like, you barely see it. Like, do you know what I feel like? I feel like we're in a day and age where it is information overload.
Yes.
It's exactly what you just mentioned there, because I guarantee you now, I can go on my Twitter and I can go on trending, and I guarantee you in the space of about 3 or 4 minutes, I will learn about the latest things that have happened, or the most prominent things that have happened in sports, that have happened in politics, that have happened in Hollywood or whatever, movies. I've just taken in so much different information in such a short period of time that it takes away the significance of
and also, bro,
each topic.
Is that good for you?
That's not good. That is not good. Yeah, I definitely not good, bro, because it's what you mentioned about the attention span. I think this is like, I was on, so I recently downloaded TikTok, which I said to myself I never will download it, right? But I noticed the videos on TikToks that I watch are the ones where literally
Sorry,
instantly...
let me stop you. Everyone, please download TikTok, and you know what I mean.
Don't download
and
TikTok.
you know what I mean?
But if you've got TikTok, subscribe to our channel or follow
also
our
want
channel.
The people that haven't got to download it and then subscribe to us as well. Come on, bro. You know
Trying to TikTok need to pay us, bro.
You know what I mean?
As I said, don't download TikTok. Like, they ain't paid us. Yeah,
not yet. Anyway,
not yet.
They are going to be paying us soon, but not yet.
But
Go on,
so I've noticed, with the videos that I end up watching to the end, are the videos where within the first second or two, they've gripped me. So if it's a video where, let's say, there's two people arguing or fighting, the video literally starts off with the shouting, not the lead up to it. Okay, I'm already in the madness. You throw me into the madness. If it's a cooking video, for example, I know what people do is they show you the end product straight away. Today I'm going to show you how to make this. Boom, you've gripped me within the first 2 seconds, because best believe if you started the video chopping onions and all, I'm gone. Do you know what I mean? So we're in a day and age where people's attention spans are so small, timing wise, that you got to grip people instantly. And that's not a good thing, man. That is so terrible, man.
Exactly.
Like, there was a stat that I saw the other day, like the average person's attention span, and it shocked me, bro. Like, what would you say it is?
It's a couple of, it's like probably seconds, isn't it? Like I want to say maybe like less than 10 seconds somewhere, probably. I bet it's something crazy like that, innit? Or in and around that.
It is 8 seconds, bro.
That's mad.
You don't grip me within 8 seconds. And I think that's the average. I think a lot of people have a lot less than that, bro.
No, I think personally myself, I have a much more longer attention span compared to other people.
Yeah.
Simply because of like the media I consume.
Yeah.
The stuff I kind of search out for myself.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And I try and go further afield with my information. I try to kind of go above and beyond to kind of inform myself on a lot of different things, stuff like that. And even in terms of like, obviously, you know, even for like for pleasure in terms of like the movies, TV shows I watch, they're on the longer side compared
6
to
hours,
other people.
guys.
This guy, you're never gonna let that go. You're never gonna let that go.
Our boy's watching 6 hours worth, but but here's my theory.
Yeah,
there might be something behind it. I don't know, right? But I feel like the more social media you consume, the less your attention span. So someone like yourself, for example, even though you use social media, but like you're not on Instagram, you're not on Twitter.
No.
If you're using social media, you're going out to search for it.
Yes.
Right? As in you're going out to search for information. Whereas someone like myself, and I'm going to be honest with it, and I think it's the same for many other people, without even consciously knowing, I would pick up my phone and open TikTok. And once I'm done with TikTok, I'm moving on to Twitter. Once I'm done with Twitter, I'm checking out, let me quickly check Instagram. Before I know it, I'm on there for a couple of minutes, you know? It's no longer my choice, bro. My brain is just wired, bro. Do you know what I mean? In that way. And I think that's the same for a lot of people. And I've just taken in so much information that whatever was significant, Russia, Ukraine, what's happening in Palestine, Yemen, there's the whole whatever Partygate
Somalia,
thing,
Ethiopia.
There's COVID, there's Somalia, there's Ethiopia. I've just taken in so much information that these important things that should be like taken like seriously and also have a lot of thought on, I just don't have the capacity.
Yeah.
To do you know what I mean? I've got a lot of important things in my head. It's heavy.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So it's something that like Drake, like Drake, I think he said something like it's like a rule. I think it's something like a 72-hour rule or something like that. Like something gets posted on you online, you go viral. Correct me if I'm wrong with the timing. I'm not obviously getting down to a T, but something gets posted about him virally.
Yeah.
His rule is to not respond at all for 72 hours.
Okay.
Because within that 72 hours, what's going to happen? Another artist is going to come out and do something stupid and go viral with something else. Or there's going to be something that comes out politically that's going to grab everyone's attention and people forget.
Yeah.
That's why he's not quick to...
It's mad. Like,
yeah,
you can literally be born, live, then die within that time.
Within that time. And it's within 72 hours. It could very well be that within 24 hours, well, someone of his, obviously, status, it's going to go on a bit longer. But, yeah, that's the whole thing. He's just not reactive to it because he just knows that the amount of information being pumped out there, people are quick to forget.
That's about right, man, which is crazy, isn't it?
It's crazy, bro.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, even now, like, people, I don't know if they're aware of, like, even the implication between Russia and Finland right now.
Yeah.
And stuff like that.
No.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
And, like, with this kind of rush of information, like, it can't be good for people, man, to be consuming this kind of all this kind of stuff. You know what I mean?
It can't, man, because it's just one of those ones where I personally believe like your brain needs time to process things, and we're in a constant state. It's like right now filling up a glass of water, and you're drinking out of it, but whilst you're drinking out of it, the tap is still running. Like there's more water getting filled, bro. You can't process. You can't down that. You can't down that cup, bro. That cup is constantly getting filled. That's your brain right there, bro. Like you're not processing, bro.
That's a good analogy.
You know, and I don't know if it's the same for other people, but I catch myself. The processing starts at night when I should be sleeping.
Yeah.
Oh, I've got so much information now I've got to process. You get me? I can't fall asleep straight away because I just got so much to process, you know. And the days where I don't really touch my phone like that, I'm sleeping like a baby, bro.
Yeah, so that's why there's been a huge rise of like so-called dumb phones, where people get like a brick phone, like our boy Captain.
Yeah, which I rate. Yeah, as much as I take the piss,
or like
rate it.
Or got like a flip phone or whatever, and they just use that because it kind of takes them off the grid in a way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it gives people a break, and I think that's what people need sometimes, man.
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
And I kind of feel bad though because like obviously I haven't got any forms of social media, but in a way I don't know if you man know, but you're kind of like an aggregate for me because all the good stuff, all the most important stuff, you put in a WhatsApp group.
Getting posted, yeah.
And that's how I found out about stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like I kind of like live vicariously through you guys.
Yeah.
In regards to kind of social media and stuff like that. Because anything that's big, like if there's any beef or if anything happened, and like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
In our space, stuff like that, like I immediately know.
You know about it straight away.
You know
Yeah. That's the thing. Like I feel like I guess the most concerning thing about it all is that looking at patterns, it's only going to get worse.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
People see like, you know, when people are creating things, like we want to create a piece of technology where it's your one-stop shop for all information and this and that, and just information wasn't made that way. You're not made to have a one-stop shop.
Exactly, bro.
It's made for you to be able to just be like, you know what, I want to know about this, I'm going to go ahead and search about this.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But it's not made to be pumped into you like a million things in one go, you know? So for me, it's so concerning, but I'm just like, what's it going to be like in 5, 10, 15, 50 years?
And I worked, bro, with all this stuff, and like I see how, like, all this kind of stuff, bro. It makes these younger kids grow up way faster than they should, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I was driving past somewhere, and I stopped to get some lunch in it, and I see these. It was around kind of like the time my school kids are coming out in it, and these kids, I'm telling you now, they look like freaking munchkins. Like I don't know why when you get older, these kids look like
they look small, man.
They look so small, yeah. And some of the stuff this kid was saying about girls, I'm thinking, yo, this is mad.
And that's the thing.
And that's what social media does, man. It grows them up, and it was like he was talking about looking at one girl on Instagram. I'm thinking, yo, this is crazy, man.
That's what I'm saying. The thing is, like, that's another thing, innit? I'm really grateful to grow up in a time where we still had technology, but it was the early stage of tech, like in the sense of the new information world, age and era, basically.
Because like we just missed like the prominence of MySpace, and we were in like the kind of the Bebo, Facebook kind of time. Yeah, Facebook was cool.
Crazy to say, but I was like checking out. I was using MySpace and things like that. Like for me, I was like, but even then, there weren't much information. Like that is, how can I say it? That is people and like connecting with people as opposed to sort of being pumped with news. Because now, like, you're forced to take in news, bro, and all of that stuff. But MySpace never had a trending news topic kind of thing. It was just people, you know, and things about them. But I'm kind of glad we grew up in an era where the internet and social media was more so used to connect with people. Yeah. In a sense of MSN. You were just chatting to people, having conversations. You look at Bebo, like people are just leaving comments on your thing. You're connecting with people.
That's true, yeah.
And now Twitter is just like, when you look at something like Twitter and Instagram,
people yelling at each other, man.
You're just being pumped with information. That's what it is. Yeah. Big difference.
And it's kind of scary how people are now using these platforms to kind of like push their agendas and stuff like that. Yeah. Like negative agendas more of the time, unfortunately, and stuff like that. And it's scary, man. Some of the stuff you see. Yeah. And especially with these younger kids and how impressionable they are.
Well, that's what I was about.
It's really worrying, man.
I wanted to ask, like, the thing is, like, for me, I always said, like, my children in future, I'm gonna do my best to sort of keep them away from social media, inshallah. Yeah. But the problem I see here is that for me, like when I was younger, I didn't get a smartphone where I can browse the internet until maybe I was like in like 10, year 11, right?
Yeah, I think.
And nowadays you're seeing kids in primary school with iPhones, and it's everywhere. Yeah. And that's only going to get worse. How do you protect your child when it's sort of inevitable? It's too, like, you're going against a strong force. Yeah. You know, how do you protect your child from things like that, man?
It's crazy, man. It's something I worry about a lot.
I worry about that a lot, man.
Like, I don't know. Like, if you ask me, like, are you going to let your kids, like, have a phone at a certain age? I don't know, man.
I don't know. Because the things you can say right now, they're going to have a phone when they're 16 or 15, like a smartphone. But one thing you need to understand is if the world around them, every single kid in the school has got a smartphone and all of that stuff,
they're gonna feel like, you know what I mean, they're gonna feel like the one left out, you know what I mean?
You got another problem on your hands. Do you know what I mean?
They might get bullied because of that.
Exactly, they might get bullied, or even the way they view you. Do you know what I mean? Maybe they don't, obviously, let's be real, there's so many things as children where we looked up to our parent and we're thinking, like, you don't understand. Yeah. And then we get older and we're like, I get it. Good point. I'm glad you never think. But maybe at that time you felt like sort of resentment, or you felt frustrated, or you felt, do you know what I mean? Like, it's the biggest thing in the world to you in that moment. And it's like, okay, that's back then where only 1 or 2 kids had a smartphone. Yeah. We're entering a world where every single kid in primary school is going to have a smartphone soon. How do you
even
stop
see
that?
it in my yard. Like, I had a phone like fairly late, but then as soon as like my brothers and my sisters who are younger than me, as soon as they hit like high school, they had like a brand new iPhone. It's mad, isn't it?
It's crazy, bro.
It's crazy, bro.
It's crazy, bro. So, and then we're gonna look like the older generation that's old school. You know what it is?
It's so true.
I always said to myself, how we doing for time?
We're good, man. We're good.
I always said to myself, like, you see the way like I look at like my mom, for example. I'm like, she's old school, like. She can use, like, she's tech savvy in the sense of like.
It's so funny you mentioned that. Like, I recently got, like, my mum, she had like a fairly like older phone. Yeah. Up until like a couple of years ago. No, like actually no, like 3 years ago. Yeah. And then Me and my brother got like a brand new iPhone.
Yeah.
And bro, it even happened to my mum, where she's just engrossed on her phone. She's doing all this stuff. Oh, I'm gonna join all these groups. I'm gonna join this kind of parent groups. I'm gonna join this kind of like this kind of religious groups. Like I mean, like, there's class stuff like that. And she's already enthralled in her phone, bro. It's crazy.
When my mom first got her proper smartphone,
yeah,
I said, "This is my opportunity."
Yeah.
I walked in the room one morning and I said to her, "Mum, you need to put the phone down and go out. You need to get sunshine." That's what she said to me.
Yeah.
Get off the game, be like normal kids, go outside, play. Yeah. Hey, I walked in that room and I said to her, "Mum, I'm concerned."
Yeah.
She said, "What are you concerned for?" I said, "I'm very concerned. You spend too much time on your phone. Mum, you need to go out, you need to put the phone down, get some sunshine,
so funny,
and this and that." She looked at me, "Get the hell out of my room, man."
That's so funny.
Talk to you like that.
Mama, why are you on your phone all the time? Go sleep. What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
Get upstairs, go sleep.
Listen, the roles are reversed.
I said that one day, "Oh, look at you on your phone all the time. Do Apple pay you, huh?"
Yeah.
You know what I mean? She used to say to me, "Do Arsenal pay you?" You know what I mean? Look at you getting sad. Do Arsenal pay you? Yeah.
Bro, this is the thing, yeah. Like I said to myself, like, okay, even though they know how to use smartphone and that, but they don't know how to use it in the capacity that we do.
Yeah.
Like we're advanced users because it was our era that brought it out and we kept up to date with it. Yeah. I said to myself, in future, like when my child or children are like 15, say 16, 18, 20, whatever it is, they can't ever come up to me and say, "Oh, you're so old school, man." Like, do you know what I mean? And this and that. You're a dinosaur. You don't really know what you're doing with it. Because I'm tech savvy.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, I think for me, the first thing that made me seem like, okay, this can happen to anyone is the whole, what we spoke about there being every kid has got a smartphone in primary school.
Yeah.
In a couple of years' time, right now they do, but in a couple of years' time, will probably be every kid. And then it's my mentality to them is going to seem old school.
Yeah.
What do you mean I need to wait till I'm thing? Every kid's got it. Yeah. You're old school. This is not like your time. Man, This at my time, listen, I knew two people.
It's mad how time comes for us all, isn't it?
It comes for us all.
It's mad.
When no one's safe.
No one's safe.
No one's safe, bro. What bit of technology is going to come out where we're going to struggle with?
Yeah. I have like younger nephews who think, look at this old man.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
It's crazy. Time truly comes through all.
Yeah. Like my niece said to me, "Oh, uncle, back when you were younger, like, did you have like were there computers out or even phones?"
Yeah, like same
How
thing.
old do you think I am, man?
Back in the olden days.
Yeah. What do you mean the olden days?
Goodness.
Yeah. Like, so I'm lucky I never dashed you in the bin, fam. But it's so interesting, man. I feel like there's just a lot of information out there, a lot of things to consume.
Yeah.
And I just don't feel like I don't think our brain is made to keep up with that much information.
Do you think there's any way for us to be able to solve this issue within society, especially for attention? Do you think there's any way we can kind of like reintegrate, kind of teach ourselves?
Yeah, I think, you know what,
self-learning to be able to kind of like increase our attention span and be open to kind of like longer forms of kind of like media, longer forms of kind of like educational stuff, longer forms of like even like movies and TV, for example, stuff like that. Because even like now, most TV shows and movies are now getting to a point where they want to make it short and short and short. You know what I'm saying? Where stuff used to be like an hour long kind of like TV shows are now becoming 45-minute TV shows and like 30-minute kind of drama, stuff like that, and comedy shows. You know what I'm saying? Whereas comedy now is 20 minutes long. They want to make it even shorter. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. I
think, you know what, good point. I think the only thing I can think of is it really requires self-control and a plan.
Yeah.
Because a lot of us say, I want to use social media less, but we don't really set out the plan to do so.
Yeah.
Or we want to be on our phones less. And I think something I was reading on the other day in terms of productivity is that realistically, if you have 4 solid productive hours, then like you're good. Basically, you can complete your day's work and the things you need to do. But that is 4 hours where you're proper
working.
Yeah, you're down. Do you know what I mean? And things where people recommended to do, things that people recommended that help with that is sort of things like putting your phone on like do not disturb.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the times we get a notification, and that's what takes us out of our thing. It's weird to say, bro. There's times where, like, I want to use a calculator on my phone. The minute I open my phone, I'm on Instagram. Why?
Yeah.
My brain is, do you know what I mean? So I think the first step is sort of setting times out in the day where you say to yourself, I'm going to give this much screen time or phone time. The rest, my phone's on, like, do not disturb. I'm not going to get any notifications.
Isn't it amazing that thing on an iPhone? I don't know if other Android phones have this, where it tells you your screen time, innit?
It's embarrassing, man.
It's sometimes it's actually embarrassing.
It's embarrassing, bro.
I'm ashamed of myself sometimes.
Bro, Apple's dragging me, bro. I'm telling you, bro.
Same.
Especially, they don't even just say, listen, you've done 4 hours this week.
Yeah.
They add a little extra message on top of it. Hey, your screen time's gone up.
And they give you the exact percentage.
And they give you the percentage. And they say, what are you doing with yourself?
And bro, like, for me, like, I've got to a point now, like, I totally agree with everything you're saying. I've got to a point now where if I got a really important bit of work to do, I have to have the phone in another room.
Yeah.
I can't even.
I think do not disturb is. Yeah, I think do not disturb is not even good enough. You know? Like,
for me personally, it's not.
I don't think it's good enough. And like for me, it's just I'm trying to be more conscious of it. I'm trying to set aside. Listen, I need to keep my head down, and I need to, like, do you know what I mean? So I think number one is controlling the amount of screen time we have. I think that's probably the best solution from my side. I don't know what you think.
Yeah, that's 100% right.
Yeah. But yeah,
for me also with that, like, not just kind of like setting a specific time, stuff like that. Also, even like for me, sleeping wise, like I try to even not look at any screens. Half an hour before I go to sleep.
Okay, so, like, that's really good.
It's really difficult. I'm not gonna lie. It's very, very difficult sometimes. You know what I'm saying? When you've got kind of stuff to do, especially like for us in the podcast, we're trying to organize stuff late, stuff like that. Yeah. But I'm trying my best to kind of like do it on the mode where the screen goes yellow, so it doesn't hurt your eyes.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
The blue filter.
And then kind of like I'm trying now to kind of either make sure it's something where I don't look at it before I go to the kind of like mosque, like in the evening, and then come back and then start to get ready for sleep. Now it's just so late, and try and do that way, or whether or not I just pick up a book. I've got, you know, what? A small book where I'm just reading that book. I used to do that as a kid.
Good point, bro.
Bro, that's something I used to do as a kid when I didn't have a phone. I used to read a book. I used to like
just before you go to bed.
That's how I read all the Harry Potters. I literally read all the Harry Potters before bed.
Yeah. And that's interesting because I've recently ordered a few books. Yeah. And the reason why I've done that is because that's when I want to bring it in. Basically, I want to bring it in because before I go to bed, like I'm on my phone up until the minute where I lock it and I knock out. Boom. But in my head, I'm like, I can't not use my phone if I haven't got something else to replace it with. Yeah. You're not just gonna sit up on your bed for 1 hour and do nothing.
Isn't that difficult for you? So. Isn't it a different dynamic for you? Because obviously you got the missus as well. Yeah. Like, was it a time like where you're kind of both on the phone at the same time?
No, you see, the thing is, she's figured this out already. Okay. She's not on her phone before bed. Okay. Well, she's got a book.
Oh, there you go.
I'm the one on the phone.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Cracked the game. Okay.
Yeah, she's cracked the game. She's figured this out. She doesn't want to look at a screen. Like, if she's reading a book and I say to her, listen, quickly look at this video I want to show you. I don't want to look at the screen. Yeah. Boom. I'm reading my book. I'm like, she's ahead. So that obviously made me realize, okay, like, you know, that's the direction I want to head in as well. And it'll make things a lot easier. So
that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's really good, man. Obviously, that's something that we should definitely do. And you know what I'm saying? Check in.
Yeah, check in. Yeah. We'll see how it's going. Yeah. Starting it tonight, man. Starting it tonight, yeah.
All right, man. You know, that was a really good episode, man. We'll end it there, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And we'll kind of like definitely like pick this up another time, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because it's a really interesting thing conversation and something like to get back into, you know what I'm saying?
100%.
At a further date. But yeah, up until then, guys, please subscribe. Subscribe, like, you know what I'm saying? Leave comments, favorite, save episodes, share, guys, you know what I'm saying? Like, any kind of feedback is good feedback, you know what I'm saying? Constructive criticisms are really, really good for us at this stage in the podcast, you know what I'm saying? So please, you know what I mean? Please, like, support us, continue to support us as well. And like for the people that have been with us for day one, you know, we appreciate you. And the people that are just joining us now, you know what I'm saying?
We appreciate you too.
There you go. See what I'm saying? So
yeah.
Up until then, guys, like, please continue, you know what I mean? Continue showing us the love, you know what I mean? We'll continue giving you some top quality content, you know what I'm saying?
We'll keep pumping it out, man. Consistency is key.
Exactly, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you never know, you know what I mean? Mr. Prague might be back next week, you know what I'm saying?
Maybe. You lot let us know in the comments. Should we let him back?
Mo in, mo out. Yeah.
Mo in or mo out? Hashtag in the comments. Yeah.
Okay.
Hashtag bring back Mo. Hashtag keep out Mo.
That's too long. Just do mo in, mo out.
Mo in, mo out.
Yeah.
Let's do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And let us know. And if there's a lot of mowings, I'm still keeping them out. No, I'm joking.
Right,
Thanks for another
guys.
episode. Peace.
Peace.
You don't want to bun Mo, bun you, bro.